Almost 10 years ago, one small clownfish traveled the ocean in search of his son, Nemo. Nemo had been plucked from the ocean by a scuba diver and held captive in a fish tank. Braving countless dangers in the ocean, Marlin found Nemo and they returned home to live happily ever after.
Clownfish is a small kind of fish that lives on coral reefs. And they live in this close partnership with anemones. They rely on anemones for protection from their predators.
But the story continues, and Nemo now faces another threat: climate change. This is the story of losing Nemo.
Climate change is happening right now because we're releasing a lot of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and that carbon dioxide accumulates in the upper reaches of the atmosphere and traps heat close to Earth.
I think the vast majority of scientists understand that climate change is due to the introduction of large amounts of so-called greenhouse gases to the atmosphere since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. And this is due primarily to the burning of fossil fuels. With too much greenhouse gases, the planetary temperature can rise faster than many organisms can adapt. And the rate of change of our climate now is faster than anything we've witnessed in the past approximately 400,000 years, if not more.
Climate change impacts the oceans in a couple different ways. One of the ways is by increasing the temperature that organisms in the ocean are experiencing. The other major effect is by carbon dioxide actually the concentration of carbon dioxide increasing in the ocean, and that increases the acidity of the ocean. So in effect, we're making the ocean into a hot and sour soup, which many organisms don't like. As ocean temperatures increase and as the ocean becomes more acidic, coral reefs are predicted to decline and degrade. So on one level, that will reduce the amount of habitat the anemones have. There'll be likely fewer anemones in the future, and therefore fewer anemones that clownfish can use. So because clownfish are so closely dependent on anemones for a safe place to live, there'll be likely fewer clownfish as well.
So if the anemone dies, the clownfish basically is homeless and is susceptible to predation, and they absolutely require anemones in the natural environment. So that is not a good thing for clownfish. So Nemo goes. The
other impact of climate change on clownfish that's just come out in the last couple of years, and that's really, I think, really interesting, is that when clownfish are just little larvae, they're very affected by ocean acidification. So in acidified waters, clownfish seem to lose their sense of smell and also just seem to make some very poor decisions. It's almost as if they've gotten drunk. And they can't tell predators from non-predators, and they don't run away from predators anymore. So it looks like these baby clownfish wouldn't know to run away from predators and more likely to get eaten in an acidified ocean.
You okay? There. It's all right. It'll be okay.
No, it won't.
Sure it will. You'll see.
It's hard at a local level to control ocean acidification or warming waters. Though I think on the broader scale, it's incredibly important that we reduce the amount of greenhouse gases that we're releasing into the atmosphere, because there will come a threshold where no matter how much we do for marine reserves and reducing habitat destruction, clownfish can still only survive so much warming climate. They still can't survive in a hot and sour soup.
Did you die?
Sorry, I was a little vague on the details.